Well, this looks a little bit scary. Looks like I'm going to be making some zombie food today with the light the way it is. Well, when I was living in Kiev in the Ukraine, there were some Canadian teachers on our staff, and they asked me if I could make Nanaimo bars, and I had no idea what Nanaimo bars, I can hardly even say it, Nanaimo bars. I had no idea what they actually were and had to look it up, and I found lots of pictures about what they had to look like, and so I thought I would give it a try, and I would try and make these Nanaimo bars. I wasn't too sure what it would come out like, because they were all telling me how their grannies made the best Nanaimo bars out, and I was thinking, can I live up to their expectations? Anyway, they came out apparently just like their grannies made. They looked just like the pictures, and since then I have made them a few times for Canadian friends I've encountered in my travels. Now I'm in Norway. I have some Canadians here as well, and I'm going to be making them some Nanaimo bars. The ingredients are nothing fancy. You're going to need 2 slabs of chocolate, but I'm just going to be using 1 giant slab that I have. You need some custard powder, some cream, some icing sugar, some coconuts, desiccated coconut, butter. I'm going to actually be using margarine because it's much cheaper, and I suppose I'm a cheapskate. And you'll need some digestive biscuits. I've got some graham crackers that I brought back from America, cocoa powder, and some sugar. And I will give you all the amounts. I can't even think of the right word. Yeah. The amounts of each thing, each ingredient, when I start making these Nanaimo bars. So what you want to do is to take half a cup of butter or margarine and soften it. I usually just cheat and melt it in the microwave, and to that you are going to add 1 cup of desiccated coconut. I will be putting the recipe in the link below. And you're going to add a quarter cup of sugar. As you can see, I don't use proper baking measures. I just one of those people that just guess. You're then going to put in 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, we'll be right. 2. Okay. And you're going to start mixing this in with the melted butter. You can also add in some walnuts. As a person who doesn't like nuts, because my granny told me if you swallow a pip you get a tree growing inside you, so I'm not into nuts. You can see how this is mixed up quite nicely. Now I'm going to crush the digestive biscuits, and then I'm going to add that as well. I think I might put them in the blender to really crush them nicely. cheat just a little and put the graham crackers in the blender. I didn't blend it all completely because some of it, you know, I do want it to be a little bit chunky. I don't want it to be completely fine. And they are quite easy to just crush in your hand. Other digestive biscuits, what I've done is I've actually used a meat mallet and hammered them. But these are, they just crumble. Okay, so once you've got the crushed graham crackers or other digestive biscuits, you just mix it all together. So everything is basically covered with that melted butter. And it's mixed in nicely with the coconut. So you can see, this is what it's looking like now. So what you're going to do now is you are going to spoon this into a baking pan. And then you're going to flatten it completely. So you're going to have to, I don't know, I just find it easy to use my fingers. So you're going to want to start pushing it down so that it covers the bottom of the baking tray and it's quite firm. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this, cover it in cling wrap, and then put it into the fridge so that it can get really nice and hard. So here it is now, all covered in cling wrap and ready to go into the fridge. And it will be on to making the buttercream layer. So to make the buttercream, you are going to have half a cup of softened butter or melted in the microwave like I do. And you're going to add in 2 cups of icing sugar. And to that you are going to put in 2 tablespoons of custard powder. And you're going to mix all that. If you've got a food processor, I just have one of these stick things. Oh goodness, which moves and goes everywhere. Then you're going to add 5 tablespoons to 3, 4, and then you're going to mix that all together. So this is your buttercream, which is your middle layer. You want to mix it together so that it's nice and light and fluffy, and then you are going to put this on top of your biscuit crumb layer, and then cover it again with the cling wrap, and then it'll go back into the fridge to set. So the next step is to pour that buttercream into your dish that you're using, or your pan should I say, and then smooth it over your biscuit layer so that it covers everything everywhere. Try and get it sort of like uniform. Seems to be a thick bit over there. So once you've got it covering everywhere, you're going to cover it with the cling wrap again, the plastic film, and put it in the fridge so that that can set and go hard. And then, yeah, I'm doing this at night, so tomorrow morning I'll do the last layer, which is the chocolate butter on the top. The next step is going to be to melt your slabs of chocolate with, I just used one giant slab, but 2 smaller slabs of chocolate with 4 tablespoons of butter or margarine. So you're going to melt that together and then mix that up. So once it's melted and you've mixed it all together, it's like this, and you're going to put this on top of the buttercream, which is now hardened in the fridge, and you'll cover it all together with cling wrap again, or plastic wrap, and put it in the fridge so that the chocolate top will set into the fridge, left to set, and then you cut it into little blocks or slices, the size that you want. It all depends on how big you want. It is quite sweet, so maybe you don't want the slices to be too big. So the Nanaimo bars have just come out of the fridge, and if I just touch it, definitely has set. So now's the time, moment of truth time, to cut them into little bars.